Have you ever noticed how the men who seem the least bothered are the ones women can't stop thinking about? It's strange, isn't it? The quieter he is, the more she wonders what's going on in his mind. The less he chases, the more she starts checking his stories, remembering his words, and replaying the smallest moments in her head. It's not magic, it's not manipulation, it's emotional gravity, and it's built through Stoic principles that most men completely overlook. Today I'll show you 4 powerful Stoic principles that make a woman miss you deeply, not because you played games, but because your silence speaks louder than her emotions. Stay with me till the end, because once you understand this, you'll never have to chase again. 1. Control your response, not her reaction. There's this strange thing that happens when a man finally stops trying to make her miss him. That's when she actually starts to. You see, most men are trapped in this loop, constantly reacting to her every move. She doesn't text back for a few hours, and suddenly he's anxious, checking his phone every 5 minutes, overthinking what he said. He convinces himself he's losing her, so he tries to fix it, sends another message, likes her new post, or tries to remind her he's still around. But here's what Stoicism teaches you: control what's inside, not what's outside. Her reactions are not yours to control. Your emotions are completely yours. There's a powerful kind of silence that comes when you stop reacting to every emotional wave. When she pulls away, you don't chase. When she tests you, you don't flinch. You don't explode, you don't beg, you don't shrink, you breathe. Because when you stay calm in moments that trigger others, you instantly separate yourself from 99% of men. Most men panic under emotional pressure, but a Stoic man observes it. Imagine this: she starts acting distant. A reactive man asks, "What's wrong? Did I do something?" But a Stoic man simply gives her space. He doesn't withdraw out of ego, but out of understanding that no reaction is sometimes the strongest reaction. This is where she starts to feel your absence differently. She's used to men explaining themselves, apologizing endlessly, trying to please her, but your silence confuses her, because calm men are mysterious men. Your emotional stillness becomes something she can't read, and what we can't read, we obsess over. So instead of overanalyzing her behavior, redirect that energy into yourself. Work out, journal, learn something new, not as a distraction, but as proof that your center doesn't depend on her validation. She'll notice the shift. She'll sense that her attention no longer moves you, and that's when she'll start wondering, why doesn't he care like before? Did I lose him? That's the quiet victory of Stoicism. You didn't manipulate, you didn't pretend, you just mastered your emotions while she lost hers. Control your response, not her reaction, because emotional discipline will always be more attractive than emotional availability. 2. Withdraw without bitterness. Now let's talk about the art of pulling away, not out of anger, but out of grace. Most men mess this part up. They think walking away means ghosting her, posting indirect quotes, or acting like she never mattered. That's not strength, that's pain pretending to be power. A Stoic man doesn't disappear to prove a point, he withdraws because peace is his priority. Withdrawal done right isn't about punishing her, it's about centering yourself. It's that calm decision to stop pouring into what no longer pours back. No emotional outburst, no drama, just distance filled with dignity. When you pull back without bitterness, your silence hits differently. It doesn't feel like rejection, it feels like realization. She begins to wonder, why isn't he fighting? Why isn't he chasing? And this quiet confusion pulls her in. Because she expected you to react, to beg, to explain, to defend yourself, but instead you walked away like a man who has made peace with whatever happens next. It's powerful, it's rare, and it's unforgettable. Women don't miss men who yell. They miss men who used to care deeply, but suddenly stopped explaining why. When you withdraw calmly, you leave a gap she can't fill. She'll go back to your texts, your voice, your moments, looking for something that reminds her of the man who no longer reaches out. That's how emotional contrast works. She only realizes your value when she no longer feels your energy. But don't confuse withdrawal with coldness. You're not ignoring her out of spite. You're simply choosing yourself. If she calls, you answer with calm. If she reaches out, you respond with peace. No bitterness, no anger, just self-respect. This is what Stoicism looks like. In relationships, detachment with kindness. You don't run, you don't cling, you let go gracefully. And that grace is haunting, because when the world teaches her that men either beg or block your peace, will stand out. She'll start missing the man who walked away not to hurt her but to heal himself. Withdraw not out of ego, but out of wisdom, because nothing creates more longing than quiet strength. 3. Master the art of presence, then absence. Let me tell you something most men never understand. She won't miss you just because you disappear. She'll miss you because your presence meant something when you were there. A man who is half distracted, half invested is forgettable, but a man who's fully there, even for a few minutes, becomes unforgettable. When you talk, listen like it's the last time. When she speaks, look at her like she's worth understanding, not fixing. When you touch her, let it be calm, not rushed. That's the art of presence, being grounded, aware, and emotionally available in the moment. And here's the paradox: the stronger your presence, the deeper your absence will feel. Because she can't miss something that never truly existed, she can only miss what once felt real. So when you step away, she feels the void like silence after music. She starts replaying small things, your tone, your scent, your laugh. That's emotional imprinting, the mark of presence. But the mistake most men make is rushing to fill that silence too soon. They text when she pulls back. They post things to get attention. They try to prove they've moved on. Stoicism teaches the opposite: be okay with the silence. Let the memory of your presence breathe. Absence isn't about being unavailable. It's about being valuable enough that your silence speaks. You're not trying to be mysterious. You're just living with purpose. When you show up fully, then disappear intentionally, it builds emotional tension, and tension builds attraction. This is why being calm, grounded, and intentional matters. Your presence creates the feeling, your absence makes her miss it. So next time you're with her, don't overthink what to say. Be real, be attentive, be grounded. Because when she walks away, that's what will echo in her mind. She won't remember your words. She'll remember how she felt around you. And that is how presence turns into longing. Value yourself more than her attention. Let's be honest. If her attention still controls your peace, you haven't mastered yourself yet. A Stoic man doesn't seek validation through attention. He seeks peace through alignment. Women are drawn to men whose energy can't be easily shaken. A man who isn't desperate for a reply, who doesn't lose himself in emotional chaos, that's rare. When you start prioritizing yourself, your growth, your purpose, your standards, you stop begging for energy that doesn't match yours. And ironically, that's when her energy starts chasing yours, because she feels it, that shift in your vibration. You're not bitter, you're just done needing her to define your worth. Stoicism teaches self-mastery, knowing what's yours to carry and what's not. Her mood swings, not yours. Her silence, not your responsibility. Your peace, 100% yours. When you start living like that, something changes inside her. She feels your emotional detachment, but it's not cold, it's calm. She senses that you're no longer waiting for her energy to complete you, and that's when she starts to miss you. Because you've stopped orbiting around her, you've become your own center of gravity. The more you chase, the less she values your presence. The more you prioritize yourself, the more she respects your energy. So stop asking, will she come back? Start asking, am I living like a man worth coming back to? Women don't crave the man who texts the most, they crave the man who feels the most grounded in himself. When you value your peace more than her attention, she'll start fighting for both. And when she does, you'll understand why silence, peace, and purpose are more powerful than any words you could have said. You don't need to chase her. You don't need to prove your worth through constant messages or grand gestures. Because the truth is, a woman doesn't miss a man who begs for her energy. She misses the man who gave her peace, then took it away quietly. She misses the way your silence felt heavier than her words, the way you walked away, without anger, without explanation, without noise. That kind of man doesn't just leave an impression, he leaves an echo. Remember this, a Stoic man doesn't disappear to punish, he disappears to protect. He knows that when his energy goes quiet, she'll finally hear what his presence once meant. And maybe, just maybe, when the noise fades and the phone stops buzzing, she'll realize that what she really misses isn't your messages, but your peace. Now, before you go, if this message resonated with you, take a second, like the video, drop a comment with your favorite principle, and subscribe, because this is just the beginning. You're not losing her, you're rediscovering yourself by adopting these 4 Stoic principles.